Hey, my name's Olivia, and I do a lot of makeup on myself and on others for formals, date parties, whatnot. And so me and a friend of mine put an Instagram poll up today about whether people wanted to see a full glam or an everyday look. It was 50-50. So we picked the full glam look. This is my canvas, Katelyn. So keep watching if you want to learn how we accomplished this look today. Also, there's a surprise announcement at the end of the video. So stay tuned. So stay tuned. Okay, so right now we're going to start off with just any kind of moisturizer. This is just some random moisturizer that I grabbed out of my bucket. It isn't specific, just anything that'll give your face just a little bit of moisture before you go and put a ton of products all over it. So we're just going to put that on her cheeks and her chin. You always want to rub it in upwards because we're going to try to fight these wrinkles, ladies. We do not want wrinkles, so we're going to rub it in up. Next, we're going to go in with this primer. It's the Cover FX. It's an illuminating primer, so it gives a little bit of like a little shimmer just right off the bat. It is a little more on the pricey side, so I'm sure there are cheaper ones you can get anywhere. So we're going to do the same thing with the primer that we did with the moisturizer. You're always going to rub up. Next, we're going to go in with a little Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. And we're just going to try to conceal just anything that we can find on the face. And we're going to do that first. So we'll put that on, and then we'll go in with a beauty blender. This is just a kind of weird shaped one I got from Sephora. It was the cheaper one, so I got it instead of the expensive one. And so we're just going to kind of dab those in, and you honestly don't have to completely blend that out when you first put it on because you're going to go in with foundation on top of it, and it kind of helps to add a little bit more coverage. Now we're going to go in with this Clinique foundation. It's got a cool little applicator brush thing that makes things kind of easier. So what you want to do is, I like to do my foundation starting at the center of my face and then working outwards. So even if it's not like a complete match, you're not going to have this harsh line around like your jawline towards the bottom of your face. So we're just going to blend all of that in.
Baby, lay on back and relax. Kick your pretty feet up on my dash. No need to go nowhere fast. Let's enjoy right here where we at. Who knows where this road is supposed to lead? We got nothing but time. As long as you right here next to me, everything's gonna be alright. If it's meant to be, it'll be, it'll be. Baby, just let it be. If it's meant to be, it'll be, it'll be. Baby, just let it be. So won't you ride with me?
Next, we're going to go in with this Urban Decay eyeshadow primer potion. It's got a little applicator tool also, and you just put a little on the lid and you just blend it out with your fingers. Super easy. So to start off with our eyeshadow, we're going to go in with this Tartelette palette with just any really neutral kind of skin tone color you can find, and we're just going to put that all over the lid with this kind of chunky brush. The brushes and the colors aren't super specific. You can kind of play around with them if you want, but you're going to take this color and just put it all over the lid, and that just sets your eyeshadow primer to make sure you don't have any creases, and so you have kind of more of just like a powdery base to put more eyeshadow on top of. Now we're going to go in with this Anastasia, however you say it, palette, And we're going to go with kind of like some pinky tones, and we're going to use this light pink color with a really fluffy blending brush. A lot of brushes do a good job of blending, but my favorite are the really, really fluffy blending brushes. And you kind of want to match like the brush size to your eye size. So if you have really big eyes, you can stand to use a bigger brush. But if you have smaller eyes, this is like a decent sized brush that I'm using here. So you might not want to use one of the bigger, fluffier brushes because it'll cover up your whole eyelid. A really important part about this is making sure you blend every single thing out. You can never blend too much. Now we're going to go in with this really shimmery, kind of champagne-y pink color. And we're going to put that just on the lid. And we're going to use our finger. A lot of people think that's gross, but honestly, if you just wash your hands, it's not gross. And your finger can do things that a brush can't. A finger is... Using your finger to put on any kind of like sparkly colors, like your really pretty sparkly golds and whatnot, if you use your finger, it makes the sparkles kind of compact a little bit more, and they stand out a lot better than if you try to put them on with any kind of brush. Now we're going to go back in with this same palette again in that same color you used first to start off with the blending. And we're going to go in and kind of just blend out the edges of the glitter so it's not like a really harsh line. Now we're going to go in with that palette again, and we're going to use this really deep plum kind of burgundy color, and we're going to use a smaller blending brush with a smaller fluff, and we're going to use it in the outer corners, and we're going to do kind of just like a little V. You always want to keep your darker colors towards the outside of your eye, and it kind of gives like an illusion of bigger eyes. So now we're going to go in with that same fluffy blending brush that we've been using, and once you kind of have all your colors the way you want them, we're just going to go in and just blend just a little bit more. Now, anytime you're going to use these darker colors, you're going to have some fallout, and that's why I don't do like the full face first. I'll do the foundation, but I don't do concealer until after I do my eyeshadow. So that's what we're going to do now. We're going to use this Clinique concealer little thing. It's actually foundation, but it works just the same. This color is Ivory. So we're going to put that right under the lower lash line, and we're going to go in with a little bit of that Shape Tape Tarte concealer from the beginning just to lighten it up a little bit. You want it to be really bright and underneath your eyes. And this is like a little brush that I got in a Clinique bag, so I'm sorry you can't buy it because I didn't buy it. It came from somewhere and I have no clue where. But we're going to go in and we're kind of just going to start out blending that in because it's hard to use a beauty blender to get the concealer right up underneath your eyes. So this brush helps to kind of blend it out, and then you can go back in with your beauty blender to fully get it all blended out the way you want it to be.
Talking in my sleep at night, making myself crazy. Out of my mind, out of my mind. Wrote it down and read it out, hoping it would save me.
Now we're going to bake. And honestly, I'm not sure if this makes a difference or not, but we're going to do it anyways. I like to use the Laura Mercier like loose powder and this janky beauty blender that's really nasty looking. It's just old, that's all. So you're just going to basically pack the loose powder onto the Beauty Blender, and then you just kind of press it underneath the eyes. You don't fully press it in. You want it to be a little too much on there. So you do it on both sides.
Out again, free. Don't be his friend. You know you're gonna wake up in his bed in the morning. And if you're under him, you ain't getting over him. I got no rules, I count him. I got no rules, I count him. I gotta do it for myself. I got no rules, I count him. I gotta do it for myself. I keep pushing forwards, but he keeps pulling me backwards.
You want to leave that on for like 5 or so minutes. So we're going to put that on, we're just going to leave it, and we're going to go on to our next thing. Now we're going to go in with our powder, and this is the Urban Decay light color, and it's just your everyday, just regular powder, nothing crazy about it. We're going to use this really fluffy brush that needs to be cleaned, and we're going to put that all over her face except for where we are baking, underneath the eyes. Now we're going to work on her brows, and sweet Katelyn has pretty good brows, so we don't have to do much. They're already shaped, and they don't really need much for filling in, but we're going to use this little Brow Wiz brush with the little spoolie side first, just to kind of brush them up and out. It kind of gives your eyebrow more of like an arched look if you brush them kind of up and out. So we'll do that, and then we'll go in with the actual like colored side. And once we go in with the colored side, hers doesn't really need much coloring in, so we'll kind of just go towards the end to give it more of like a pointed thing at the end, and then that'll be pretty much all we have to do with her brows. Okay, next, yes, this is a little extra, I'll admit. It's eyebrow gel. It's the Anastasia, whatever. It's that brand, but I've used it so much that the name wore off. But it basically has a mascara wand, and you just run it through the eyebrows, and it is like hairspray for eyebrows, basically. And it just holds them in place. And so we'll do that.
Not trying to be in there, not trying to be cool, just trying to be in this. Tell me how you do.
Now we're going to go in and we're going to brush off our bake. So I like to use this. It's a Kat Von D brush, and so it's got like double-sided. And I kind of like just kind of massage it in at the very inner corner of the eye, and then I just sweep outwards. And we're going to go in back with our powder brush and just brush where we kind of didn't get any powder the first time, because I was trying not to wipe off our bake.
But you never be alone. I'll be with you from dusk till dawn. I'll be with you from dusk till dawn. Baby, I'm right here.
Now we're going to go and do some contour. And this is the Too Faced like Chocolate Soleil, I think is what it's called. And we're going to use that same double-sided brush, and this time we're going to use like the little tapered end of it. And we're going to do the little fishy face things you can find her cheekbones. And we're just going to put that contour in her cheekbones and then up across her hairline at the top of her forehead. And then you'll bring it down to the other side and do a little fishy face again. And then I always like to do a little bit along your jawline. And I like to put a little bit under your lips, and it makes it just a little, like makes it look a little poutier. So I use the very tip of that brush, and I will try to contour her nose just a little bit. I'm not super skilled, so I don't have all the cream contours and things, but this works just fine.
Like a jacket, so do yours. We would roll down the rapids to find a wave that fits. Can you feel where the wind is? Can you feel it through all of the windows inside this room? 'Cause I wanna touch you, baby. I wanna feel you too. I wanna see the sunrise and your sins, just me and you.
Now we're gonna go in and do some blush. This is a NARS blush, but I'm very sad to tell you you can only get it if you're a VIB, a very important beauty, which, you know, I happen to be one. And we're gonna use this pink just brush blush. And just gonna put a little bit of blush on the apples of her cheeks, and we're gonna kind of work it up towards her temples just a little bit, so it's not just like a red circle on her face. Now we're gonna do some highlight, and this is actually a highlight brush. I don't think it really matters. I think you can use any smaller brush that you've got and it'll work just fine. And we're gonna go into this Carly Bible palette thing, and we're gonna use this kind of lighter gold color. We're just gonna dip the brush in that and then do just kind of little circles along the top of her cheek, and we're gonna work that up her temple as well. And that just helps to highlight the higher points of your face. So we'll do it on the top of her cheekbones, on the top of her nose, and then right on the top of her Cupid's bow. And it kind of just adds a little bit more dimension to your face, and it just makes just everything.
Together, like we were something more, and it felt like maybe we could last forever, but you led them to our hideout, forced the way inside. Now they want us to surrender, but I could go all night right here between that crossfire.
Now we're gonna go back in with that first color that we used on our eyes, and I like to use just, I happen to have, this is like a little naked brush, and so it's got like the double-sided thing, and just any kind of small like little brush that you can be really precise with. And I like to take that first color and put it like in the middle towards the inside of her eyelid, the bottom part of her eyelid, and you'll just kind of blend that in. It kind of just helps to bring everything together, because now you've got color on the top of your eyelid and the bottom. Now we're going to go in with that darker color, and you're just going to barely get any on there because you don't need too much, just tiny bit. And we're going to put that towards the outer corner, and we're going to connect where the darker color starts, and then we're going to connect it to this bottom lash line, and we're going to blend that in towards where that lighter color was. Now we're going to use that glittery color that we used on her like lid, and we're going to go into her like tear duct, basically. It's very like inner corner of her eye, and we're going to bring that down below, and so now you'll have color like continuously around your eye, and it makes it look just a little bit more complete, like a more complete eyeshadow look. Now we're going to go in with some mascara, just whichever mascara you like to use. And usually I don't put mascara on other people, I'm just not very good at it, but I decided I'd give it a shot. And I was right, I'm not good at it. So Katelyn's going to do her own mascara, and I'm just going to stand back and watch. And she got a little mascara on her eyelid, so I'm just going back in with that little bitty brush that I used at the bottom and kind of just packing on a little bit of that shimmery color to fix that. Now we're going to go in and we're going to do the lips. This is just a random lip liner that my mom has. And honestly, I don't have any tips and tricks for lip liner, especially not doing it on another person. I can barely do it on myself. So I'm not much help in this situation. I'm sorry. We're going to use another Anastasia. We're going to go with Anastasia. No, I know that's not right. We're going to get another one of her products. It's a liquid lipstick, and we're just going to fill in where that inside that lip liner.
It's like we're on the edge right now. I wish that I could stay.
And here's your final look. Woohoo! Here we go.
Let you down. All these voices in my head get loud. I wish that I could shut them out. I'm sorry that I let you down.
Thanks everyone so much for watching. Hope you learned a few tips and tricks. So here's our surprise announcement. We're gonna make another video.
So for you people,
It's what the people wanted.
we're just trying to meet the needs of our fans, and they also have said that they want to see both looks. They want to see the natural, sort of everyday look that Olivia
Yeah.
and only Olivia can accomplish.
It's just me. It's just
And
me.
so so we're gonna make another video and come back tomorrow to swipe up. Be sure to swipe up,
Swipe up.
like,
Swipe
comment, and subscribe.
Like, comment, and subscribe. I cannot stress how important that is. This is how, like, we make a difference, is with likes, comments, subscribes.
So be sure to do all those things and
Comment some more videos you want to see.
yeah,
Let us know. We are here. We want to know what the people want. Let us know what the people want, and we'll provide that for you.
Okay, so now we're just going to do a few shout-outs, just some people that really supported us along this journey. So I'm going to let Olivia go first, and then I'll just pick up right after.
I'm gonna shout out Bess Mills.
Oh, that's a good one.
She's a good one. I do her makeup for a lot of things. She is the reason I'm able to do these things today.
Absolutely.
Practice makes perfect,
I
people.
agree.
Alright, now you go.
Oh, I'm going to go ahead and shout out Anna Kate Carter, because she personally direct messaged me saying, that she wanted to see both looks. So shout out for you, Anna Kate, for just being so enthusiastic throughout this process. We really appreciate it. So y'all be sure to go give her a follow. Also give Toss Best one if you're feeling generous.
At Bess_Mills. I'll put it right here if I can in a text box.
Yep.
And at Anna
Okay.
Kate Carter.
Yep.
Right here. Bye.
Bye.